everybody. How's it going? Welcome. This is kind of a spontaneous live. I actually didn't anticipate that I was going to be here because I was planning on starting my holiday right now. But apparently there's a few people who want to talk about this thing right here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Has anyone seen this before? It's a website and it's designed for H-1B people looking to come to Canada. Has anyone ever heard of this visa holder work permit? Oh my goodness, I'm just joking. It's obviously dominated everything that I've been doing the last 2 weeks, and now I'm so excited to get back to what I love most, express entry. And we'll see how many people actually tune in today, because the recording, we had actually canceled it because I wasn't going to go live. But then yesterday I had interviews with CBC, let's see who else, the Toronto Star, and then this morning with BBC, talking about this and talking about your experiences. So those of you who are in that frenzy, thanks for connecting in, and hopefully you guys managed to survive the frenzy of filing. But this, you guys, is we're going to kind of set H-1B aside, although I'm happy to answer some questions. We're gonna talk about Canada immigration. So all of you who are wondering what's going on and what's the fuss about this express entry program, if you've never tuned into the channel before, that's what this is about, and you're going to learn a lot today. Now, next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, I'm not sure if it's up on our channel yet, our YouTube channel, but I will be doing a very special YouTube training session on the various options for permanent residence in Canada. And so, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. So those of you who are wondering, well, okay, I applied for this open work permit, but I've been hearing so many negative things, or I've been just uncertain what it means. That's what I'm going to be covering. So let's see if we've got it up yet. I don't think we quite have it up yet. I have a couple other things I want to share with you too before we transition into answering questions. But so you can see I have Alicia in my live. That one it's scheduled for tomorrow, but it probably isn't going to happen because I'm not going to be around unless Igor does this one. So I wanted to do this one today. On the 25th, next week when I come back, I have a special guest from CELPIP, the Canadian English Language Testing Company, on writing strategies just to help increase the writing scores, which are usually the worst part of the process when you're writing language tests, and then back again on Wednesday. So it doesn't look like it's up here. But anyways, it'll be coming. I'm going to be doing it at 3 o'clock on next Tuesday, and we're going to talk about all these pathways to permanent residence for people, and targeted specifically to you H-1Bers. All right, let's see who we've got here. Hardy, good to see you. We've got Angel over on Facebook. Thanks for connecting in. Amara from Paris, thanks. It's great, and I'm assuming that's Paris, France, as opposed to Paris in the United States, maybe. Great. Accord here repair tuning in from Jamaica. Simp, it's great to have you here. Thanks for connecting in. Swarnjeet, hello. And you Karsh, you guys didn't even need to be prompted to, hey, let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello. Let's see. Nanda says, hey Mark, how long to take for H-1B work permit approval? Well, you can see here, if we slide back to this website right here, which of course it is now closed. And you look here, I think it actually has an indication that okay, yes, it's closed. We get it. They reached the cap. We should have had, let's see here. I got to make sure I'm on the right page after you apply. That's interesting. Right here. So they right now they're targeting about 6 weeks for that process. I personally think people that have biometrics completed already are going to see approvals way faster. Okay. Okay. So Amara says, if the employer or the supervisor or colleagues aren't willing to write work reference letters, can one write himself a letter in the form of solemn declaration that match IRCC requirements and get it notarized? Amara, this is not something that I would recommend you do. In fact, in my course, I have, in my DIY course, I have a specific tool in there that lists just a whole bunch of different things that you can do to try to prove your work history if your employers are not cooperating. But no, one of the things specifically that they state is that I'm all about sharing information with you guys. And guys, I want to let you know today's going to be a little bit shorter because I do need to drive up to Calgary today. And I have to, if you can imagine, a 2-hour drive north to run an errand basically that I have to get done. But I want to go to one of my favorite sites for express entry. It's the IRCC completeness check site right here. So if we go to this site, it gives a really good overview of what's going on with the documents that you need to provide and what they need to look at. Now you can see down here, this is in the context of self-employed or articles of incorporation, but you can see here specifically, self-declared main duties or affidavits are not acceptable proof of self-employed work experience. Well, if you can't get this letter either, it's not going to be acceptable for, for the reference letter either. So so you definitely have to be creative, Amara. And if you can be creative, then sometimes you can succeed. Okay, but this is not an easy thing. And sometimes what we can do is if you book a consult, sometimes we can sit down and we can kind of brainstorm through things. But Amara, if we were to think of just some off the top of my head, because I really want you to get, some help here. If you truly have no one there, then it comes down to, do you have a contract when you originally started? Do you have tax documents that show? Do you have pay slips that you can provide? In the original offer letter, was there a job description in there? Does the company have internal, within their intranet, job descriptions for the positions in the company? Have they posted to other, to online job boards, your position where it has the job description? So those are some things that I try to do, Amara, and it's not easy. It really isn't. Okay, let's just jump down here. I'm going to try to make a little bit more room. Okay. All right. So Lovey-Dovey says, if current EAP are considered non-routine due to an error in the work experience section, no procedural fairness letter, but got a new ITA, pros and cons of withdrawing and submitting the new app. Lovey, you need to book a consult. That is really, really intense. Yeah, you need to book a consult and we can go through this in detail. Okay, got a spousal open work permit approved last week, and I also applied this H-1B work permit on this Sunday. Can I hold two work permits at the same time? Ishan, they're both, for all intents and purposes, they're both open work permits. So, can you hold two work permits at the same time? The short answer is yes, but I guess you've got motivations on why you wanted to do that. But if you've already got a spousal open work permit approved, the H-1B is going to be a little bit redundant depending on the situation. A spousal is linked to your spouse, obviously, the spousal open work permit. So an H-1B does give you the flexibility and freedom to do what you want, not linked to the principal applicant, but yeah. Okay, Shashwat says, if I was on vacation internationally for 6 to 7 weeks in 2 years while working for a Canadian company, then does that count as a Canadian work experience for CEC? Only work experience in Canada counts. Okay, hey Spidey. Oh, you're in Beijing. Hey, great, my friend. I hope your knee is healed up. Okay, what if I'm not able to find a job in H-1B open work permit for a year? Are there repercussions? No, they're not. And this is the big thing that I want people to understand. The same restrictive rules that apply in the US with your work status, in terms of needing to find a job within 60 days or you're done, don't apply in Canada. If your work permit expires, your work permit is valid. Let's say it's an employer-specific work permit. It's valid until the expiry date if you don't leave the country. So they don't have this arbitrary rule that you have to leave after 60 days. And as far as 1 year, are there repercussions? Like if you don't find a job until the 3rd year, it doesn't matter as long as your visa is still valid and you can travel to Canada. Oh boy. I'm really looking forward to this, little brief vacation for a few days here. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're just going to go camping with the family. And yeah, I'm pretty tuckered out. So bear with me. Hopefully the answers I'm giving you guys today are going to be coherent. Let's slide over here just for fun and just see if there's been any updates. I know a lot of people are wondering if the express entry rounds of invitations, are we going to see a stem draw? And that is the huge game changer. One of the things I'll point out here, let's see. Okay, I'll flip over to Twitter. So yeah, the Toronto Star article This one is kind of a closed article, but I don't think you can pull it up. But anyways, this article here, this is the one that I had an interview with this reporter, Nicholas Kyung, a great reporter on immigration, well respected. And so I was talking about this program here, and yeah, like when you're looking at, if I just flip back here, oh, looks like they want to give me advertisements here. When you want to talk about the possibilities in being able to come, there really are some pretty amazing opportunities. Nothing is going to be handed to you, but if you are running out of options in the US and you're looking at possibilities, then by all means, I think it's worth, those of you who took a shot at it, I think it was worth it. And so yeah, with Toronto Star and with CBC and BBC, we'll see how those articles all play out. But yeah, it's so crazy to see how this all started, and it was just so poorly managed by IRCC. Minister, I told you before, come and join me on the channel and talk about the logistics of doing something like that. The one thing that I'll never fault you for is being afraid to try something new and to seize an opportunity. Like, how long would it take other countries to turn around a work permit process? I don't know, 6 months, a year to open up a new process. And you guys did it in just a matter of 2 weeks. But there were very clear things that could have been done differently. And I'd love to give you some thoughts on that. And, the newspaper reporters, they have a certain angle that they're shooting for. And the BBC, fortunately, was a more positive one, which was, why are people coming? And, the CBC was, and the Toronto Star, they were both, they're both positive, right? But at the end of the day, lots of people are thinking, well, why Canada, Minister? Why would I want to, pursue Canada when I can make so much more money in the US? Well, I've got lots of answers for people, just in terms of being a Canadian living here, and having lots of conversations with my colleagues, immigration attorneys in the US, and the situation for these people, in particular, the tech people, but all H-1Bs really. Canada really has a lot of opportunities, potential for you, but it's not going to be a handout. You have to work for it. So we'll have some more discussions. There'll be lots more content that I'm producing to guide the H-1Bers through through this new journey. Okay, let's see here. Okay, France, Paris, France. Pierrette. Oh, we've got another Paris, France. Thanks for connecting in. Angel is in Jordan. Great, thanks. Yeah, RV says, it looks like they're waiting for biometrics to process application. Yes, you need to have your biometrics. Yeah. Sneha, good to have you. Thanks for connecting in. Let's see here. Okay, here's another question. I can see they're still driven by the H-1Bs, right? After biometrics, anything needs to be submitted to IRCC or it will be done automatically. Well, if you require a visa, it's highly likely that they're going to ask for your passport to have the visa imprinted in it. So that's the last step. And then they'll send you the official approval letter, which you can take to the port of entry. All right. Let's see. It's interesting. There's so many questions on the H-1B here. I know you've got a lot. Okay, Simp, I hear you. I put 2 applications due to mistake, and the first due to lack of instructions. I've raised a request to withdraw and got biometrics for both apps. Will they refuse? Second, both applications. Simp, this is not something that I literally don't know how they're going to treat this. This is new territory. I wish I could give you, an answer. It's tough. And lots of people with mistakes. I recommend that you watch the video that I did yesterday on the YouTube channel. That one was detailed. Let me just see here if I can go to the H-1B. Okay, so I'm going to just slide over here. If you're looking, depending on what channel you're on, you can go to this video right here, and all about the process, problems. We talked about mistakes, practical tips. So go check out this video if you haven't watched it yet, because we talk about a lot of these things on the H-1B side that I know people are asking right now. Okay, let's see what's next. This is a great response. See, the 145 people that came through my course, the very first thing that I told them, as soon as they got their application submitted, as soon as those biometric request letters started piling in, I told them, I said, look, you absolutely, without any doubt, have to start booking your biometric appointments immediately. And the reason was pretty simple, because IRCC was going to be, processing 10,000 applications in a period of 1 month or 2 months. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Well, each one of those people have to obtain biometrics. And what was going to be the choke point or the bottleneck? Well, it was going to be very clearly the ability to get those appointments scheduled. So that's a reality that that we're that most people are facing right now, is getting those appointments. Now, remember in your biometrics letter that you're going to have an instruction there. If you can't get it done in 30 days, then you need to notify them. So make sure as soon as you have whatever appointment available to book, send an email to IRCC to that email address and notify them that you'll need more time. Okay, because they've been kind of difficult, and sometimes if they don't feel like you've responded or done what they've asked, they will just refuse, and there's no second chance. You do not get a second chance with this program. All right, let's see here. So flipping back to what we were talking about before within the rounds of invitations, I keep getting so distracted. You don't need music. The cool thing about this is that for this process, and let me make sure I've got the right thing here. I'm going to flip over. The cool thing about all of you H-1Bers is that you're STEMs. You are STEMers. And there's a category-based draw right here, category-based round of invitations for STEM, if you're not familiar with it. So you can see the last one was July 12th. So we're about a week away. They did 3,800 French language targeted draw. But if we scroll down here and look at the previous rounds, the STEM are supposed to make up about 30% or so roughly of the total amount. Well, you can see all they've done so far for STEM is 500. The moment they start expanding it to say 2,300 or 3,800, then I believe this 486 is going to drop down into the 460s. So some of you who are STEM, even right now, may have a good shot at even considering permanent residence right out of the gate if you get an express entry application in the pool. And some of you are watching are probably wondering, what is express entry? Well, I've got a course for that. In fact, this course has been around for longer than, 5-6 years I've been doing this. And my master class for this one, as timing would have it, starts July 24th, Monday through Thursday. And it's going to be awesome. And the course material, you can go check it out here. If you're interested in learning more about immigrating to Canada through express entry, leveraging your open H-1B work permit, you can just click in the description below and the link will be there. Okay, let's go to a couple more questions here. And let's see if we can get some that are focused on express entry today. Let's see here. Oh, most of the questions are really RV. What is this one? RV? And credit where it's due. I was prepared all along because of all your live sessions. Saw so many others started uploading videos after it was open, but in this case, pre-work was the key, I think. Hey, you're very, very welcome. And, I work hard to try to understand what's going on. I've had a lot of experience at the highest levels, as the national chair of the Canadian Bar Association, but unlike a lot of people, I understand the inner workings as a former immigration officer as well. And not like many immigration lawyers and consultants, I have a tendency to share everything. So, okay. Alva, that is so awesome. I don't think the minister's going to join me, but boy, wouldn't it be fantastic if he did? I wonder, let me just see here if I can, those of you who are watching, I did post on Twitter. I've been kind of tweeting like a madman lately. It's just been, it seems like the thing to do. Let me just move Alva out of here. Let's see if I can find, I had actually sent a tweet or posted inviting the minister to come join me. So yeah, so there's the Toronto Star article, and let's see what else we have here. And then CBC News, this is the CBC News article that I was quoted in. Let's see, where is, oh, thanks. Nicholas retweeted my tweet. Okay, let's see. I forgot yeah, that's how I feel. I forgot I posted that. Oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. Okay, let's see here. I just want to pull up the image because it was prepped here by our good friend. Gee, I don't know if I have it even. Huh. It's here somewhere. Maybe it's just not showing up where I invited the minister to join me. I don't know. Maybe does Twitter take them down? I don't think they do. Maybe I don't even have my own messages sorted out here. Okay, well, we'll leave it. That's so funny when you've posted so much, you can't even find your own tweet. The reality is what Alva was talking about here is that I had posted to the minister, come join me to talk about, why H-1B holders should actually come to Canada after, this initial interaction that they had was pretty awful. Like how many of you didn't even get through because of that activity page when you're trying to fill in your education and your work history over the past 10 years? Huh. Just nasty. So problematic. Okay. Jareen, yep, that's something I teach in my course. Could I use the RCC web form to attach the 2 docs that I missed attaching in H-1B? I'm asking since they have closed any new applications now. Well, yeah, you can try. You can try, Joseph. That would be the only option. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I hear this, Srikanth. This is what many people are asking. And the CBC reporter also asked this, and I think that was the article they'd asked, should they extend it? Should they reopen it? Well, I think notwithstanding the fact that the program itself was very painful and very poorly rolled out, in principle for Canada, I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great plan to do it. And so I'd love to see them do it again. Okay. The yawn was contagious. Yeah, it was. Let's see here. Oh, Hardy. Oh, I'm going to give you one of these, Hardys. I'm going to give him an applause. Oh, it's quiet. And some cheering. I plan to move to Alberta under H-1B visa. How soon can we start applying for PNP there? When it comes to Alberta, we have an accelerated tech pathway. Yeah, we do. So it really depends on your employer. That's what drives the ship. So in some cases, when you have an express entry profile in the pool, you can sometimes get drawn out right away through the accelerated tech pathway. And so there's options, Hardy. I'll talk about them. I'll talk about them next week. Here's a great question. Parth says, can you work remotely for a U.S. employer while residing in Canada? This question pertains for people who maybe want to continue working for a while for current U.S. employers while searching for jobs. Yeah, there's no restriction on that at all. Okay. Ulu, good to see you over on Facebook. I just submitted my CEC application. My child is in elementary, 7 years, and has a study permit expiring in October. Is it really important to renew a study permit, or I can just wait for the PR approval? I would take steps to start renewing it. I would never take the chance, Ulu. Now, it's possible your CEC application could get processed in less than 4 months. But if they're starting in, in September school and then the study permit's expiring in October, it's possible that you won't have your PR by that time. So I'd get your study permit. Okay. Thanks, inspiring you. Thanks to you, she says, because of your help, I was able to submit the HB on time. And this is awesome. I love this. Like I had, I think about, what was in the end? About 145 people, I think, that went through the course. But the most beautiful part of this is the thousands of people that have benefited from the videos. Like if we slide back here to the YouTube, and I don't know what the numbers are on LinkedIn, and can't track those as easily. Well, I probably could figure it out, LinkedIn and on Facebook, but yeah, it's just great to see the, 20, 30,000, people all in maybe that have, watched, I think probably, yeah, like even Alicia, my video, 11,000. Yeah. maybe even, I don't know, maybe what, 45, 50,000 views on these videos. So I'm so glad that it's been of help to you guys. That really means a lot. Okay. Jonathan says, can I apply for an H-1 visa even if my wife has already applied? Well, it's too late now. It's closed, but you could maybe an accompanying dependent. They haven't given us clear instructions on how that's going to play out. Oh, yes, Spider-Man. Okay, this is good. Thank you for pointing that out. This is why I do what I do, you guys. I saw dark agents selling job positions and LMIAs every day on the internet in my community. Isn't there anything that we can do to stop them? It's really sad to see them abusing the system like that. I know. It's just been horrific. And so that's why I try to educate people. And in particular, anyone who's looking to come to Canada, that's why I created my express entry course originally, Spider-Man. It was because when people when they're looking to come, they knew that they needed a job offer often to get enough points to come through express entry. And so one of the things that I did, and in particular, I'll just jump over here and I'll just show you in the actual express entry course. There's like, I don't know how many lessons I have, like 50 individual lessons. I'm just going to show you here in my my mastering your documents section here. I have a section specifically geared towards offers of employment. And in here, I address fraud directly. I think that's one of the things to be aware of. Yeah, right here. And so, yeah, this whole world, it's just so sketchy. And so part of the way that I can try to combat that is to create these little tools that show what a real LMIA looks like from the government. And so people, if someone's selling an LMIA, well, it doesn't work that way. If someone understands how the process works and what the actual documents look like when the government approves a positive LMIA, then they can spot fraud well in advance and then avoid it. So there's just an example of an actual LMIA, you guys. Okay. But the thing is too, Spider-Man, in your situation, just telling people and trying to let them know that these are scammers. That's one of the ways to do it. All right. Rohit, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what else we have here. And I'm going to, like with the H-1B stuff, I know there's a lot of people that are still asking those questions. If you can hang tight, we'll make sure that we cover them. And I'm going to talk a lot about pathways and options and things on next Tuesday, which realistically we'll have the special targeted H-1B live on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Then on Wednesday, I'll be right back here doing my Express Entry Live Q&A at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And then Thursday, Alicia will be back with me at noon for our Canada Immigration Live Q&A, where we talk about everything. So, but apparently I talk about everything in this one anyways. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. ZTV says, hi, I've been to a place called Ottawa in Canada. That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Image says, if I submit an express entry now, no experience in Canada, can I update my file after 1 year of working in Canada? The profile that you submit is only going to be valid for 1 year. So it's probably going to expire and then you'll have to resubmit it. But you can always update your profile if your scores or something changes, and you're encouraged to do that. Yeah, don't expect RV any uploads to the IRCC web form on your work permits to get responded to anytime soon. Any mistakes or things like that could be up to a year. So let's see here. I think, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, I think. Okay, Raul's got a nice little comment here to finish off. He says, hi, Mark. First of all, thanks for all the insights you've given us on the new H-1 open work permit program. I have one question. In haste of filling the form, I've selected the wrong job title. What should I do now? Send a web form. That's what I tell people to do. It's the only thing that you can do. Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, just because it's been, just a long day. And I wanted to answer just a few a few questions. Madhu says, hey, Mark, finally got my TRV approved after a year-long wait and will be re-entering Canada within the next few weeks. That's a good point to end off on. Great. That is so awesome. I'm so happy. Thank you for telling me. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. This was another edition of the Express Entry Live Q&A, one that, well, for the purposes of what we're doing here, it's a little bit of abbreviated, but yeah, we've been live. We've done a ton of things over the last little bit, and I'm so grateful for you tuning in. Remember, if you are serious about immigrating to Canada, and I mean serious, I'm not talking about, maybe, I'm not sure if really I want to do that, then I strongly encourage you to slide over and subscribe to my Express Entry course. And the link is below, and all you have to do is just go to the main site or click on the link, and it will take you to the Express Entry course. Oh, it's kind of sad not seeing it here anymore. That H1, the H-1B course was sitting right there, but it's gone now. Maybe it'll come back next year, guys. Maybe it will. But just slide on over here. And this is anyone who's taken the H-1B course, like I can tell you, this has been, this course has been around, honed, and it's like 50 times better and stronger than the H-1B one, just because I've been at it for so very, very long. So I strongly encourage you to, to slide in, and, at the back, at the bottom, you can look through and you can see there's like 10 hours of content and then 4 hours of live masterclass with me. So the masterclass launches July 24th, but get in now, subscribe, access the material, and then let me teach you once again everything about the process so that you can make good decisions going forward. And the earlier you take the course, the earlier you learn about it, the more and better position you're going to be in. And as always, this is sponsored by Holthe Immigration Law, which is my law firm. And so I encourage you, if you want to hire us to help you with your application, then just click on Speak to a Lawyer, and it's super easy to book a consult. All right. So I think that covers off most of what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for being here. None of this would be possible without you. All right. A much needed break. Take care.